International Trade Focus is brought to you by Ghana Free Zones Authority and supported by GOIL and Agricultural Development Bank.
Hi there, and thanks for tuning in to another edition of International Trade Focus. Now, in this week's episode, we shall take a look at government's One District, One Factory program and its contribution towards the import substitution drive. International Trade Focus joined the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the One District, One Factory Secretariat on an inspection tour. We visited some factories under the One District, One Factory program in several regions of the country. Now, based on our visits, we shall ascertain the relevance of One District, One Factory program to the country's import substitution drive. International Trade Focus is brought to you by Ghana Free Zones Authority. They say sharing good fortunes, GOIL, good energy, ADB, Truly, Agric, and more. International Trade Focus is also supported by Pediatric Valley Resort. My name is Anna Spiel. Stay tuned. Now, the quest to move Ghana from a country that depends heavily on imports to one that is self-sufficient is on. Government says through its One District, One Factory program, local manufacturers will have the capacity to meet local demand, which will eventually reduce drastically the overdependence on imports. We visited some factories under the One District, One Factory program and compiled this piece. Take a look. Government of Ghana's One District, One Factory program, under the auspices of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, has become one of the key interfaces linking foreign direct investment to rural industrialization and development. This initiative was to fundamentally change the nature of Ghana's economy from one which is dependent on the import and export of raw material into an economy which focuses on manufacturing, value addition, and export of processed goods. Currently, there are 232 projects under the One District, One Factory program, 76 companies currently fully operational, 107 projects are under construction, 36 are under the mobilization stage, with 13 more in the pipeline. According to the Minister of Trade and Industry, Honorable Alain Chemating, this is made up of 26 new companies built from the ground up and 48 existing companies that have either been revived from collapse or have been retooled to move into manufacturing and processing. From agro-processing factories, industrial machinery assembly, and value addition to the country's raw material, these factories are setting up new industrial ecosystems, engaging outgrowers, and building new supply chains in the nation's most aggressive import substitution and export promotion agenda. International Trade Focus, together with the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the One District, One Factory Secretariat, have been visiting some factories in the Ashanti, Eastern, Greater Accra, and the Western North regions of the country. According to the Minister of Trade and Industry, Honorable Alain Chemating, there are 3 models under the One District, One Factory program.
We have different models under the 1D1F program. There's the main model, which is based on identifying investors who want to commit their own capital to establish a 1D1F project. And they apply to government, and then government will provide a full range of support to assist such an investor. So in this first model, it is fully driven by the investor, but with strong support and facilitation by government. And when I talk about facilitation by government, providing all the incentives that are offered under the One District, One Factory program, including bringing in all your machinery and equipment without paying duty, tax holiday for 5 years, and supporting you with infrastructure facilities, water, energy, so on and so forth. So that's the first model. Then we realized that there are districts where you may not necessarily have the benefit of a promoter that is interested in coming under the first model. In this particular case, government decided to take a proactive step in identifying groups of farmers. There's another model. I'm just throwing this in because sometimes people don't understand how comprehensive this 1D1F program is. So I talked about model 1 and then this model 2. The third model also is based on the fact that you may have groups of young people, graduates who are out of school, they have no aspiration, no hope. We don't want to leave them out of this 1D1F initiative. So under very similar circumstances, government would group these graduates, 40 to 49, so that we will help them to establish a company. So this is a youth-owned company. Unlike this one, it's a farmer-owned company. So under what we call the Enable Youth 1D1F business model, government will do exactly the same thing. We'll group the young people, provide them with seed capital to bring in, if it's for rice processing, the same type of equipment, and provide similar support to them so that they can now also become investors themselves.
In the area of animal husbandry, the One District, One Factory program, through relevant financial institutions such as the Ghana Exim Bank and the ADB, have engaged private businesses in the production and processes of poultry and pork. This is to provide import substitution in the animal protein demand from Ghana. In 2018 alone, Ghana imported over 500,000 broiler day-old chicks and over 7 million layer day-old chicks. According to the Ghana Poultry Project, the country imports over 350,000 metric tons of chicken per annum. As an import substitution measure, the One District, One Factory program through the Ghana Exim Bank and the ADB is providing support to about 20 poultry production companies in the country to expand to West Africa. These efforts are yielding the desired result in some areas. Darko Farms and Company Limited begins export to neighboring Burkina Faso, Liberia and Cameroon after the company was revived under the government's One District, One Factory program. Darko Farms at some point was the largest producer of chicken in the West African sub-region. The company fell into distress over a decade ago and halted operations. However, with a capital injection of 22 million cedis from the Ghana Exim Bank, the poultry farm has resumed operation and is expected to reach full operational capacity by December this year.
All our day-old chick cockerels are all going to Burkina Faso. They pick it here from our factory right away. They are taking close to about 10 to 15,000 chicks every week to Burkina Faso from our factory here. Yes, the export potentials currently we are looking to, on the meat side, we are currently looking to fill in the local content first before we look at exporting. But on the chick side, the potential is there. We have orders coming in from Cameroon, we have orders coming in from Burkina Faso. That's the DOC. We have orders coming in from Liberia, and feed. We have orders also coming in from Liberia as well. It's just that because of the COVID-19 and border closes, those orders had been suspended for now. But we're hoping that in the next month to two, these orders will be able to go out.
Co-Farms currently engages 200 outgrowers who have been provided with broilers. The figure is expected to rise to 2,000 once the company operates at maximum capacity. Some 18 million cedis has been disbursed so far for the revitalization of Darko Farms, with the remaining 4 million cedis expected to be rolled out in the coming months. Managing Director of Darko Farms, Samuel Darko, noted that government support has been helpful.
1D1F has really brought Darko Farms back on the radar. I know for some time now we were off the radar, and all the infrastructure was available. The infrastructure which was built since 1967 was still there. We have the farmhouses, we have the hatchery house, we have the processing house, we have all those facilities were there. But the advantage that we had was we didn't need to go and buy land, we didn't go and put in new structures. We just needed a little bit of finance and to bring in new equipment and to bring us up, to augment the production, and that is what has happened, and that's what has happened. That's the impact that is made to us. Well, they really facilitated this. I can't say the quantum, but it's a major input that they've put in, quite substantial. With the intervention of 1D1F, from hopes that by December you should see us in full production. We'll be producing broiler chicken from the processing plant. We're going to be producing close to 200,000 birds a month. We're going to be also turning out about 6 million day-old chicks a year. We're also going to be turning out about, we're going to have about 100 to 200,000 layers on the farm. And we're going to have producing close to about 60 tons of poultry feed for poultry farmers a day.
As you are aware, today we are visiting one of our most celebrated industrial enterprises in Ghana, Dako Farms, which used to be the largest chicken producer in West Africa several decades ago. I know you've seen a couple of one district, one factory enterprises, but there are two things in particular about this 1D1F factory that I would like to emphasize. First, this is an existing company that had fallen into distress because of harsh economic conditions in the past. And this is the point that I've been making continuously, that if government intends to support industries, it should not only be to incubate new industries, but also to be able to resurrect existing industries that have fallen into distress. Because this company falls into all the categories or criteria that we look for in identifying 1D1F companies. First, it is located in a rural community, which allows us to decentralize industrial development. Secondly, it is creating significant level of jobs, and you can see literally this is the major economic activity around this community. Number three, it is also a key instrument for import substitution. Why would we need to import chicken into this country when we have the capacity to support companies like this to do import substitution? And that's very significant for us. But it also goes beyond that. If this company is running at full capacity, it has the potential to export both eggs, chicken, and because it has a hatchery, it can also export day-old chicks. And so the potential even for optimizing our export business in Ghana is also very huge. So whichever way you look at it, would it make sense for us to abandon a company like this because it's an existing company and you would not support it under 1D1F? I don't think that would be fair, because this is typically what we are seeking to replicate around it. So you can imagine if every district is able to benefit from such an enterprise, of course Ghana will change, and that's what we are looking for.